Welcome one and all to this 12th episode of D&D, and I absolutely cannot remember what it is that we're supposed to do, but I'm still Mike.
And I'm Zoe.
Still. And stuff. So I have no idea. Okay, we can hide things. We can unhide things. There was a small bug, I think. Wasn't there? So if I hide okay, no, they're not selected. But if I show them again, yeah, they were selected. So that's fair enough. Because here fruit is still selected, right? So if I hide fruit, right? And then select vegetables, then unhide fruit.
Still
fine.
vegetables.
Oh, but there was a problem. Watch. So vegetables selected, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Even though we're still on vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So clicking on hide visible categories, etc. does not doesn't work with that. So that's a small bug. It's not a big deal, but it is. It's not brilliant. So let's take a look. Were there other bugs? Why do I have this feeling that we left some bugs last time? I don't know. Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure we did leave bugs, yes. But I don't remember which ones they were.
Did we write notes? Of course not. Okay. Well, there you go. There's some good information for the future.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay, so when you click on the button to hide or show, it goes to show hide category directly in the database, and then it goes to recreate categories. And recreate categories creates category with current category. So what would be the issue? Why does it not select? Yeah, because recreate basically just utilizes the category that already exists. So, that's weird. This would occur. Set category does happen. Debug.log category. Yeah, semicolon. Okay, now we're going to turn off maximize and play. And let's keep an eye out down here. So set category none, that's good. Set category fruit, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Set category fruit, but it can't do it because it's hidden. Set category fruit, that works. It's set category none. Okay. So that's the issue. Let's see. App manager goes to here. And previously it was here, so it already received an empty category. Then previously was here. Create show hidden categories. Create categories. Change this to recreate. Remove the and wait. Show hidden items. Oh, interesting. Save. For some reason that had create instead of recreate. Okay. Might have been as simple as that. So fruit, hide, show. Whoops. Okay, it's there. Good. Now hide, show, hide, show. Hide, show. Hide, show. Okay, it remains there. It's good. Add new category. Blah. Okay, add new item. Blah. Add new item. Blah. Show and hide. Show and hide. Show and hide. Select. Show and hide. Hide. Show. Hide. Show. Hide. Okay.
I think we had a bug to do with doubles. No, we fixed that.
I think so. I'm not sure. GHHJGK. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Ted. Doesn't do that either. Okay. So it looks to me like we are in a good spot. Ooh, I remember. Check this out. So we add these and we save the list. LLL. There you go. Now we load the list. LLL. Save list. Wait, it didn't populate it with the default value.
Oh yeah.
We forgot that.
That's the one.
So
One of them.
that's one bug for sure. Okay, save. Now, this should basically be that when you load a list, which will be in database, I'm guessing. Get list template from index, get load, add. I can't remember. Oh boy, let's go look at the button. Sorry, I'm yawning a bit tired. So load list from template. There we are in the app manager. So go create, clear, blah blah, does all of that stuff, etc. It's got this name. Now the name is used to pick up that thing, but we should also store it. Now I don't remember if we have a current list template name. Hit Control F. There it is, name and content. Okay, so maybe this is gonna be incredibly easy. So just here when we set up input box component, and not here actually, request pop-up, save list name, set up input box component, blah blah blah, pop-up screw activate input field, and what we should do is just give the the placeholder thing what we have now. Well, not just placeholder, but I suppose just set text immediately. So set text without notify pre-filled box. Ooh, look at that. So we got that as a request pop-up. So current list template. It's loading. That's already happened. So when we go to saving, custom button. Where is save? Save list. Request pop-up save list name. Okay, here you're gonna say game manager, app manager, script dot, whatever it's called. Copy, paste, save. There. That possibly will fix it. If we've done everything correctly, then it should. So now there is no list loaded. We're gonna load the list LLL, save the list LLL.
Perfect.
See? So that's much better. Now, Mommy doesn't need to worry about remembering what list she's done. But if she wants to create another one, like PPPPP, right? She does that, and then she can load either LLL or PPP. But if she loads PPP,
exactly
then
the same.
PPP. If she loads LLL, then LLL. Easy. Clear list. Wait, let's select vegetables and clear list. Yeah, still leaves it there. Let's load the list LLL. Let's add garlic. Let's save the list LLL. Let's load the list LLL. Okay, this is completely untouched. Notice that that's that. So we select celery, load list LLL. Okay, celery goes away. Select that. Save list LLL. Load list LLL. Load list PPP. Load list LLL. Okay, everything's working perfectly fine. Yeah, I think we are in a good spot now where we can start considering the creation of the list reading system and possibly the PHP stuff to send to send information off. Let's see. Well, I've already done some PHP stuff just today, so technically that would probably be okay. Now there's a few things I don't remember though. So I'm gonna have to open some other code just to remind myself of the situation. Though that could be suboptimal. Maybe it's better if we do that next time. Yeah, let's begin working on the menu instead. So here we got the canvas, and in the canvas you got 0 groceries. Awesome. Now, instead of 0 groceries, put a 1 here. Now we're going to create an empty, which we're going to call 0 main. And then we're going to create another one, actually first, called Alt and Shift. Here, Alt and Shift. And now duplicate main, and call it 2 underscore, 2 underscore. No, just 1 underscore. Call this one list. Something like that. Okay, hit enter. So this will be the menu for the list, and this is the menu for the main menu sort of thing. So the main menu will be extremely simple. We're also going to have to turn this on and off at will. So there's a few things we need to think about. Let's see. I don't see any evidence that that exists, so let's go and create it. So we're going to create a public enum up here. Enum, which we're gonna call app state. App state. Open a squiggle, hit enter twice, and close it. Start with none as usual. Wait, no. None, -1. Then comma, and you want. Let me think here for a moment. What you want here is you want main, comma. You don't need to tell it what the number is. The next one is groceries, and then the next one is list. And then comma list. Lister. Save. Alright, so we got 3 different screens. Inside structure, right here, you can create a serialized field. Yeah, hit tab. Close. Private. Game object array. Yeah, and call this one screens. Semicolon. Actually, you want to tell it default, otherwise it will cry. Oh wait, right. We have lots of these problems. So copy this, paste. Now wait. Paste. Paste. Wait a moment, do we have insert on? Yes. Paste. 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 Paste.
How do you tell whether you have insert on or not?
The cursor changes, but it's interesting. It doesn't seem to be behaving as I expected it for pasting, so perhaps it's got exceptions when pasting. Insert is an incredibly ancient key. It's entirely pointless, in my opinion, in the modern day. It basically overwrites things, right? Now, it was useful back in the day when you couldn't comfortably delete and choose where to put your cursor. There were no mice, okay? The mouse wasn't invented when the insert key had a point.
So you would all have to do this to move around. Yeah,
exactly. You would not even. You couldn't move around up and down. You could only move around left and right if you were lucky. So if you could go all the way to, say, for example, if you were down here, right, and you had to go all the way back here, so you'd use the home key, right? Mm-hmm. And then maybe control home would go all the way to the top, etc. So some of these things are still very useful. But insert was useful if you had to modify something here without adding text, because the delete key I don't think existed, only backspace existed. So you would need to go all the way forward and go all the way back, then etc. So older people who type, for instance, like my father, right, who used computers quite a lot, he tends to never select what he wants to replace. So for instance, he will never do, suppose you need to change the word display and change it to something else, I don't know, John, right? We would do that, select it like this, which essentially means insert, right, because we're selecting it all, and then immediately type in John. That's very modern. He would go here at the end, and then delete everything, and then retype. Oh. That's what they used to do, right? But now we at least have the comfort of lines. Anyway, a bit of a digression, but still interesting to sort of know these old things. At any rate, we got the screens. So let's see what happens in start. See, all of this stuff. Well, with the exception of this, I guess. But these things over here, these are all specific to the groceries. So hit Control R twice here and call this one groceries. And hit enter. This is fairly obvious that it's for groceries. That's fairly obvious that it's all for groceries. So save. So you see all of these are specific to groceries. All right. We're only going to do this stuff when we enter the groceries screen. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a public void change state request an app. No. You request it.
Oh, request not.
Yeah. Request an app state. App state. There it is, the bottom. App state. Call it _AS. Close the round. Open a squiggle here. Enter twice. Close it. Say. Now I forgot we need a state for this, which is actually quite important. Make it public this time. So public app state.
App state.
Yeah.
Oops.
There, hit tab, space, app state. You're gonna have to type it yourself. Yeah. Semicolon. Copy. Pasta equals _AS. Semicolon. Now here you're gonna say for tab. Yeah, and this is gonna be screens.length. So this is my preferred approach with this type of stuff. I turn off every screen, then I turn on the one I want. Copy this, paste it here.
For safety measures?
Sorry, what?
For safety measures?
Yeah. So there's no risk, right? No, set active, false. So we turn off every screen. Now we're gonna turn on the correct one. Copy all of this, paste. Now remember you have an enum, right? That enum is a number. So copy this, put it here, true. Why is it unhappy? Because it can't implicitly cast an enum to an int. So you need to do it yourself. There you go. And now it's happy, right? Unless you send it none. If you send it none, it's going to explode. All right, let's create a safety state for that. So here you're gonna say if open round app state is not tab.none. There it is. Close round, open a squiggle. I'll cut this, put it in here. Okay, save. So only change to a screen that exists. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna switch by app state. Tab. It's gonna take you ages like this. Just type SW tab, and then app state. APP tab. Enter. My bad. Yeah, for some things it's a bit different. All right, save. So if we're in main, we do a certain thing. If we go groceries, we're gonna do a certain thing. What? This. Cut this. Here. Yeah, paste it. Save. Copy this. Paste. Open round. Tab.main. Close round. Save. Alright, now check this out. When we launch the game, save again. When we launch the app, rather. Blue screen. Oops, error. Alright, we didn't do the assignments, as frequently we make this mistake.
Yeah.
So 3, main, groceries. That's why I number them. List. And they're easier to read that way. Blue screen. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Nothing can happen, right? Fantastic. Now we're gonna set up the main screen. So we're gonna hide groceries entirely. And it can stay hidden, right? So that's quite comfortable. If we hit play, watch. Still gonna work, right? Even if main were to be hidden. Now we're gonna hide the pop-ups, and these ones that are not gonna work elegantly if we don't unhide them. So here's what we want. We literally want a screen with 2 big buttons. Nothing else.
Okay.
One of them is going to say make a grocery list, and the other one is going to say
Load a grocery list.
Load a grocery list. Yeah. By the way, remembered we forgot another button, and that button would be something like submit grocery list. Right? Send the grocery list to daddy. At least I think we don't have that button. Let's take a look. Yeah. So we're gonna put a button down here next time.
Okay.
Right? Super big button like here, and it's gonna say submit grocery list. Anyway, so create a grocery list or read the grocery list. So let's see. We are going to need basically, I don't like to put anything on this screen, but apparently I have here. So we're gonna do this. Horizontal layout group sounds good. So let's copy this component and paste it right here as new. Boop. And now in here, we're going to add 2 buttons. That's literally all. So let's, for example, duplicate this button. And we're gonna put it in here. Duplicate the separator. Gonna put it in here. And duplicate the item add button. I'll read this later. Okay, so now the separator is oddly large, but I think it's because the buttons aren't large enough, and that's okay. We're gonna make them humongous. No, actually 60 is fine, but preferred width in this case, let's do 2000 or something. There we go.
Those are some big buttons.
Yep. Now they're possibly a little bit silly big, right? So let's create a container for this. So create an empty. Call this one container, sure. Hit enter. We can also delete the separator after all, who cares? So I guess we're going to just remove this preferred width. Okay, now the container, we are gonna give it the horizontal layer group. So copy this and paste it as new. Drag these 2 in it. All right, now it looks the same, it isn't. We're gonna change this and remove it, and we're gonna create a vertical layout group here. We're gonna put a title. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry that all of this is a complete mess, it'll fix itself as soon as I do this. Or will it? Oh. That's odd. Why would they go vertically? You are a vertical layout group. And oh, I got it completely wrong. Okay, let's retry this. Base
So
component
here
is
goes
new.
the horizontal layer group.
Yeah, and this one needs to have the vertical one.
Yes.
There. And let's do 10 just like we did for the rest. And we're going to duplicate this text, drag it to here, and call this one title. Yeah. So I forgot this. Okay. There's the title. It just says the plus, but that's okay. So let's just type ourselves and just go Groceries App. Capital. Groceries App.
Did I misspell something?
Groceries App. And we're going to increase the scale dramatically. There you go. We're going to change the text to white. That's perfectly fine. And for this container, we're going to dramatically increase this. So let's go to 200 from the left, 200 from the right, 200 from the top, 200 from the bottom. And let's also do a 200 separation. Let's do a 400 separation. Okay. And this is not going to be add button. This one is going to be make a list. And this one is going to be read a list. Hit enter. Okay. So here.
No, wait. Read a list is the one at the bottom of the other place. This would be load a list.
No, this is, well, this is, I suppose, but no, this is the main menu, right? So make a list goes into the list editor, and read a list is going to go into the menu that shows you what's in the list that was created for you. So don't worry, this is fine. Read a list text. So the text is going to be changed automatically, but let's put placeholder text anyway. So put read a list. Or read the list, rather. Read the list. White. 50. Okay. And 50.
And white.
And white. And make a list. Or make the list. Well, why is this capital if that was lowercase?
Yeah.
Okay, make the list, read the list. Okay, that's pretty good. So now these buttons won't work, but when you hit play, you'll see we're here. And these 2 buttons aren't working because they've never been set up. Okay, So yes, let's go and set them up. So we're gonna need new button functions. Make a list, read a list. Yeah,
That was the so.
it's fine, it doesn't matter. We call them up to you.
Okay.
Just don't press control instead of shift.
What does Control T do?
I don't know. Comma. And read the list. Alright. Save. Alright. So there are these two. Now, see this one? Set up groceries main buttons. This is pretty good. But we're not going to use it for now. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to create regions because this is really difficult to read. So, pound symbol, which is shift 3. And type region. Region. Yeah, space. Start, capital S. And here you want to end region. It's just, no, it's all attached one word. End region. There, hit tab. Okay, now create a new region right here. And call this one interactions. That's probably, type general. And wait, and copy end region, paste, copy this, paste 1 underscore groceries. No, the number 1. I pressed F12, yay. The number 1 underscore groceries. Because all of this stuff is specific to the groceries. And here, end region. Now, I've never been able to convince Visual Studio to do this, so I always have to do it manually. Press Shift Tab. Press Shift Tab. Shift Tab. And Shift Tab. And save. So every now and then we need to manage this. But look, the advantage of this is that whenever you want to only look at code that has to do with something specific, like the groceries, then you go there. Right? So now we're going to create a new region right here. Yeah, region. And you're going to call this one 0 main. Yeah, and end it. Yeah. Now you see how it immediately pushed it forward? That's just what it does. So copy this region, copy it, and paste it here, and to list, I think it's called, to underscore list. Save. Okay, now again hit Shift Tab. Undo. Shift Tab. Yay, Shift Tab. Control M-O. Save. Okay, so more or less slightly more tidy. This one still wants to be here. Save. Okay, now do you see? As soon as you create a function in here, it's going to immediately pop the regions out. I've never been able to tell Visual Studio to stop doing it. Anyway, so copy this, paste, change the word groceries, told you, to main. Now Shift Tab.
Set up main
And
buttons.
Shift Tab and save. Okay, so obviously, good point. Save. That's sufficient. Now, what we want is, see this structure? Add the word groceries here, all caps. Now copy this entire thing, paste it, main. Oh, and paste it again, generic. Save. Cut. Paste. Cut. Paste. Wait. Save. Grocery list display item update. Yeah, that's all correct. Now copy these two, for example. Paste them here. Save. So this one is going to be make the list and copy it, paste it, read, save, copy, paste, make the list, just MAK, it will appear, there it is, and make the list. And then here it will be
Read
the
the
other
list.
one. Copy, paste, read, RE, there it is, delete,
And not add no item.
copy, paste, read, save. Okay, so that's easy enough. Now in the custom button, we need to tell it what it's going to do. So you need to add two cases. Just copy this because we're lazy. Pasta, make MAK tab and REA tab. Yeah. And what you're gonna do is change state. Yeah. And here you're gonna say tab dot groceries and copy all of this, paste it, list. Save. There we go. So now, save again. These buttons should all work. And if we go to make the list, oh, they're not highlighting. We forgot to call it. We forgot to tell it this needs to happen. So, copy this and paste it here. Open, close, round, semicolon. Yeah. So it won't do much other than doing this.
And read the list won't work because we haven't made list.
It will work actually.
No,
Oy,
well,
no
no,
ref.
it won't.
We didn't actually assign the buttons because we are stupid. I do this every time. I've got almost 80 years of experience in Unity and I still do it. Okay, they're working. Read the list. See, it works.
Yeah.
Just goes nowhere. And make the list.
How do you have 80 years of experience? You haven't lived 80 years.
8, not 80.
Oh, I heard 80.
Make the list. There we go. So we are here. Okay, that's all fine. Now, interesting. We do not have a way to go back. I just realized, which is a bit poo. So maybe down here. Maybe we'll move these buttons to the bottom, and up here put the ones like quit. You know, sort of back. So it would be something like save list for daddy would be a button here, and the other one would be discard list and return to the menu, something like that. Discard list, yeah, save list, discard list, something like that. And here at the bottom, save list, we need to change that as template. Save list as a template. Save as template, load template, and clear list. Yeah. And maybe clear list should stay up there. Nah. Okay, well, let's quickly address this because they are unclear. So clear list is correct. Save template, save as template. As would be lowercase, right?
Yeah.
And load template. Save. There we go. So this is much better now in terms of clarity. And now let's start working on the read the list menu. Now this menu is going to be very different from the groceries menu. It's going to be much simpler, and it will have this thing that we can scratch stuff off. Now, the thing that's interesting is whether when we scratch stuff off, whether it should disappear or not. And in my opinion, it shouldn't disappear, but it should be shifted somewhere else.
Oh.
So basically, you have all of the stuff, and as you take it, you tap the button, and then that goes away. So we could technically use something fairly similar to what we used before. I don't know. Let me do something, by the way, that's been bothering me for ages. Now we got a black screen. Well, now we can't read those. LOL. Should we do a white screen?
That looks pretty good, yeah.
I think it looks like somebody wants to punch me in the eye. It's very strong. Yeah, no, light colors are off the table. Well, I mean, we don't need to. So if we stay black and we just change the categories and everything, so
To white instead.
to a white text, right? That shouldn't be a problem. Huh. Oh, there's no outline. Odd. Drop shadow. Outline. Apparently we turned it off for that. Strange. This one we didn't. Slightly inconsistent, but okay.
We forgot to do the separators.
Not that fussed about that, but yeah. Yeah, but you're right, now the separator is kind of useless. You can't see it at all. Still though, black is too strong possibly. I do like every now and then wasting time in these sort of really trivial things. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I read the chat skin cell. We just don't usually communicate with chat while doing this because this goes on YouTube. So, right, so that's good enough, I think. Maybe even a little darker. Let's go a bit bluer as well. Cold colors. There you go. Brilliant. All right, that sounds good. Now, let's go back to our task at hand, which was dealing with our list. So let's expose this. Let's hide this. Let's hide the main as well. Don't need it. Save. So we should have like a bucket on the side and a bucket on the other. Therefore, a vertical
Layout group.
thingamajig would be useful. Layout group and anything else. So it would be populated with buttons. I'd like the buttons to actually look different than the rest. And I think we're gonna have problems with the size of stuff. So this needs to be on a phone, right? Mm-hmm. So it needs to be visible. And it's going to be an issue if I can't see things.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to be able to use the same techniques as before. We're going to have to use a mask and a scrollable screen, but I don't remember how you do that. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, apparently today's a learning day either way. So let's create, let's add a horizontal layout group. Yes, yes. What was it? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay. Now in the groceries we've got that lovely list here. There's a title, buttons, list BG. Okay. So there we go. Duplicate this list BG and put it in here. Now duplicate it again. All right. So this one is to do. And this one is done. Yeah, hit enter. So let's see, the done one, let's change its color to a sort of darker color, like that. Let's also bring in a separator. Control D. There. And apparently these two lists have a preferred height, but not a preferred width. So remove that preferred width, 2000, and there we go. What does this look like? It's fairly ugly, but that's okay. Now, I don't understand why it would be advantageous for me to have stuff separated like this. Just don't see it. Like, what's the point of me having the second list? Just so I can remember what I've done, check if I've made an error and bring it back, because I could click something in error, right? So that's a possibility. So yeah, let's decrease the preferred width of this so it's usable but not necessarily that important. So 1000. Actually, let's change it from that to minimum width of 500. Then let's increase it. Whoa! I did minimum height. Never mind. 500. There. Okay, so that's good. Now this obviously looks ugly as sin, but that's okay. It's a tool for me. I don't need it to look pretty. We could technically replace the page with something else, like for example the window for the UI. Right? That would be fine too. In fact, how about we do precisely that? In fact, I think this is going to look way better, and we can then change the color of the UI. Oops, I'm changing the color of the separator because I'm a potato. We can change the color of the UI to say some light blue to indicate this is what I need to get, and the other one is going to be UI as well, and
that's what you've gotten.
it's gonna be red. It means that's the stuff I already got. Right, and both of these need to be scrollable effectively. So I genuinely can't remember how to do that, so that's gonna be fun. All right, so let's create an empty. Call this one scrollable list. Actually, wait a moment. Wait. If I recall correctly, Unity has a pre-made UI object for this.
Scroll view?
Could be. Oh, this is for the entire view. So viewport. Okay, let's remove this and try the scroll bar instead. There you go. So I think this is the scroll bar. Sliding area. Can't tell which one it is. Handle. Oh well, I'm in the wrong bloody menu. So there's the handle. The handle's on the left. I think I want the handle on the right. So how odd that it's top to bottom, but it's also on the left. How'd you know you need to be on the left? Nothing here is telling you should be. What am I missing? X.2. Interesting. And how do I change that? How does it know? Where do you pick this from? Alt and Shift, click. Can I do this? Yeah. Okay then, whatever. Whatever you say, bruh. Okay, so over here, now let's see how it looks like. That's fine. Let's change its art, because we're gonna be consistent, dang it. There you go. And the sliding area is fine, and we are just going to make it not visible. Scroll bar, image, not visible. Okay, now inside the scroll bar, I think you can add items. I don't know if it's in the sliding area or not. So, but let's try something. So take the text here, duplicate it, and put it inside the scroll bar. Here. I don't know if this will work at all. Maybe there's something that it needs to know. Color tint, scroll bar, handle rect, that's fine. But how do you know that this is related to a scroll bar? Oh boy, that's a problem. I don't remember these things, and because I haven't done them in ages. I don't think that's the way it works. let's see if the UI scroll view thingy will actually give us some information. So there's a viewport. Aha! See, that's useful. So you need a viewport, and then you have a scroll bar vertical. I'm just going to delete this one. I'm then going to delete this entire scroll bar, and this scroll view can help us. There you go. That'll do. I like it. So again, let's go to the scroll bar vertical, slide in area. A viewport I don't think particularly cares, to be okay, but it is a mask. And then you can tell it do not show mask, I think. Show mask graphic. Okay, so it's already hidden. So scroll view has a background. We'll remove this. Scroll rect is content rect inside the viewport. Okay, so we need to put these texts into the content box. Why is it this big? I'd like it to be this big. Okay, as large as the viewport. Fine. Now, the scroll bar, viewport, scroll view, etc. Why is it top left? Does to do has a vertical layout group and a layout element as well. So we don't need a vertical layout group here. Let's remove it. The content though, we do need the vertical layout group. And yeah, we'll take care of that in a moment. Now for scroll view, now we can hit Alt and Shift and make it all the way large. And now we can say 10 from the left, even more. There, about that much. Say 25, not 205, 25. Let's do 30 and that's it. So we're gonna have 30, 30, 30, and 30. Now the scroll bar vertical, I'm gonna give it a wider width, so it's easier to use, about 50. And then for the sliding area handle, I'm gonna change it to this thing and give it the blue color. So let me just make consistent use of the blue color. It's funny, I'm making my own menu much nicer than the one we gave to Mommy. Don't even mean anything by it. It's just okay. So there's the handle. In the sliding area itself, the scroll bar also has a background, and that background is kind of this weird gray bar, which seems like it would kind of fit, but we're gonna give it a UI as well, like that. We're gonna make it white, that's okay. Let's go to the scroll bar again, increase its width to 100, and now the sliding area, it's gonna be 30, 30, 30, and 30. Now I'm gonna reverse the colors. So scroll bar vertical, I'm gonna give it the blue, and sliding area, handle, I'm gonna give it the white or whatever, maybe a lighter blue. There you go. Cool. Now inside content, duplicate the text again and put it into content. So content has a vertical layout group. Okay. Duplicate the text. More. Keep going. Yeah.
More?
Now content, do not control the height. Duplicate it again. And again. Yeah, so it's now down here. Right, and we need to go and check if this actually works. So we're gonna leave everything as it is. There's no buttons or anything. We're just gonna hit play, and we're gonna go to read the list. Okay, so there, I can scroll. Right, it's not working with the mouse wheel. Yes, it is. Okay, so you can see one thing. It's returning back all the way to the top. So that's horrible, even though we have things all the way down. So, and here's what I don't know how to do. As an example. Maybe what you need to do is you need to grab the content and drag it all the way down. Right, in which case the content should probably have a vertical layout group, but it should also have another thing What's that component called? Child. Dang it. I don't remember what it is. Okay, let's see if we can add component by type instead. So UI, drop down effects, image input field, mask row image, scroll rect, scroll bar, selectable slider, text toggle. That's not it. Okay, so apparently what I'm looking for is not inside UI unless effects would be it. Nope. Okay. Miscellaneous? Nope. Navigation? Nope. That's for nav mesh. Layout. Okay, there we go. Aspect ratio feature canvas, canvas group, canvas scaler, content size fitter. I think it would be this. So horizontal fit, unconstrained vertical fit. So there, I'll put it back to whatever it was. Now for vertical fit, minimum size. So it's centered, which is really annoying. Can I do top and fitting? Yes. Okay, so now duplicate this text. More. It's working. Okay, so now I think if we go to read the list, there, it's got this horizontal bounciness motion which sucks, but we can see if we can deal with it a bit. It's got bounciness which is nice, it's great for phones, but the horizontal one I can't stand. So is there a way to tell it, oi, movement type elastic, that's fine, elasticity not horizontal. There you go, let's try it again. Okay, so there's only one problem. I want to make absolutely sure I can't tap something accidentally. So see, if I click like this and I drag, right, we're gonna have to figure out if our buttons don't sort of select themselves. But there you go. So that looks pretty good, pretty doable. So we would have a list title, then the list object with whatever notes it has, right, etc. And as soon as I then tap it, it goes away. Yes, that is not bad. Okay, now we will start implementing the functionality next time because we basically almost ran out of time. What we can do right now, since we've made this a bit prettier, let's see if we can make mommy's stuff a little bit less disgusting as well.
Yes.
All right, so let's go over here. Oh, first of all, let's go to main. We got two buttons. These two buttons, are they? Okay, they are not prefabs, which means we could literally change this to whatever we want. So instead of background, let's put UI this, and the other one, let's put UI this as well. See how this looks like. Yeah, better? A little bit. Okay. Now we go to mommy's screen, groceries. Now there's a bunch of buttons. Again, these are not prefab, so this is going to be painful. We need to go one by one. I mean, oh, these are prefabs. Never you mind. Okay, so change this to this, and that's it. Ah, only those two were prefabs, and I don't think this actually improves the situation unless we make this edge smaller, which could be a good idea. So let's just grab the image here, go over here, go to sprite editor and increase this size to 256. There. So now it'll look like this.
That's a lot better.
You prefer this, yeah?
Yeah, but now it looks inconsistent with the rest.
And also we can see that the text is now causing some
it's
pain.
now coming out.
Yeah, it's difficult to read now.
And it won't be as easy to see if the stuff is hidden.
Not sure. No, I think it's fine. I think it's fairly clear. The thing that isn't great is how the text fits in this. We would need to change it.
It also looks very flashy.
Flashy? What do you mean?
The whiteness stands out a lot against the grey in the back.
It is a bit loud. I do agree. Do you know what? I think this is a bad idea. So let's go back to the original background and call it a day. Right, so there we go. Right, simple, but it works. So let's also change the other ones we have. Let's keep all of the buttons consistent. Well, that was much ado about nothing. There we go. Yeah, I really don't feel like starting to code that now, considering how little time we've got. So I'm thinking, okay, tell you what, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to add those submit and the other button down there as we said we would. Okay, so groceries list, list title. So how does our items look like? So it's got an item title, item buttons, item add button at the bottom. Here we have list title, list buttons, and we don't have a button thing like this one. So duplicate this one and here. Okay, seems to be perfectly happy to work fine.
Twice because we need 2 buttons.
Yeah, but it's not going to work that way. We need a layout.
Oh.
Yeah, so, but we want this layout element. So copy this and then create empty. Call this one bottom buttons. Hit enter. Yeah, and here we're gonna say paste component is new. Now from this one we can remove this bit and we can add a component horizontal layout group. Yeah, probably 10, I guess. I don't know how much space we normally put between the buttons. The title should tell us. Title 20. Okay, so 20. And now we're gonna add this button in here, and now you can duplicate it. Yeah, that's better. So this one is gonna be submit sure, and discard. So to that it doesn't make any sense anymore, but okay. Let's just put submit, it's fine. Okay, so submit. Now let's go and add those 2 buttons. Let's do it here first. So copy these 2, paste, whoops, undo, twice, paste. So submit button and this card button, whoop, discard, save. This card should probably actually have a confirmation. I'm just saying. Submit button, discard button. Now the button types, button functions, submit, discard, save, and yeah. So if we go now to custom button, no, back to the app manager actually. Here, copy this, paste, submit, discard, submit, discard. Yeah, and now submit to to daddy. Now you write to daddy if you want. And this one will be
discard and go back to menu.
Yeah, just discard.
And return to menu.
It's very long. Discard, yeah, just save discard and it's fine.
Maybe discard plus return to menu.
It's still, I agree with you that information is kind of important, but there isn't enough room. We would need to design the menus differently in order to have that. So this, in fact, even submit to daddy would probably be better to just be submit. So there, save. Now, wait, we've got submit on the left and discard on the right. Let's reverse them. Submit on the right, and discards text should be red. What's the color of the clear text? Same, red. Okay. Now there should be a new pop-up as well. Well, I mean, one thing at a time, I suppose. So set a button, that's all fine. Now when you press the button, copy these two, paste, submit, discard, change the main, copy, main, save. Now obviously here you also should say send list. That will be for next time, and discard list. Save. Okay.
Main? Wouldn't we have these in the grocery? Oh,
yeah, but they change you back to main.
Yeah.
So now it'll just work with this sort of basic system. So you go to make the list. We forgot to assign them. That's almost comical. I should make it my sort of my signature move. Forgets to assign variables. Okay, make the list, discard, make the list, submit. So we got full menu flow except here. And that's fine actually. On that one I won't put a back button. I need to have that interface as simple as possible. Okay, so that'll be enough for us tonight. I'll probably work more later tonight. I don't know. I'm feeling lazy today. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.